I think it's hard for being a startup founder. Many times you have less resources, you see problems all day long. You from big corporate, you always have like unlimited budget that you can spend. So it's very, very different. But you just have to believe that you actually know a problem a lot better than anyone else. Who think like you that think about the same problem all day long for years, right? So you actually know a lot better than others. So trust in yourself.
This is the Startup Junkies podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Startup Junkies podcast. I'm here with my fabulous co-host, Caleb Talley. How are you today, Caleb?
Doing great. Another beautiful day in Northwest Arkansas.
Lovely to see you. We are over the internet today rather than in person, and we're talking with our lovely guest, Anya Cheng of Taelor. How are you, Anya?
Great. Hi, everyone. I'm Anya Cheng here in Silicon Valley. Before starting the company, I have been 15 years in big tech companies before, helped Meta to build Facebook, Instagram shopping, helped eBay as a head of product, helped them to build out new business in the US and Latin America, Africa, Asia. Was a senior director for McDonald's, helped them to build food delivery apps globally, and then helped Target to build its Silicon Valley office. So I'm excited to be here.
Well, we are very excited to have you. First question we like to ask is kind of your origin story. So how did you end up where you are today? Kind of take us back from the beginning and tell us how you got involved with Taelor.
Yeah, so 3 years ago, I started a company called Taelor. We use AI to style men. So we help busy men to look good. And the idea came from when I was at Meta and eBay as leaders, and I always feel that I want to look great, but I'm not into fashion. I don't know how to pair. I don't like shopping, and I'm definitely not fashion forward or reading GQ. So I tried some subscription boxes like Stitch Fix, which someone style you, but once you get the boxes, you have to buy right away before you can wear. I didn't like the commitment of making the decision. And then so I tried some rental companies like Rent the Runway or Newly by Urban Outfitter, which is a unicorn in just 4 years. But all of them require you to browsing through thousands of garments. And there was a moment I realized, whoa, most of fashion companies seems are designing for people who are into fashion, not for lazy people who just want to get ready for the day and be successful. So I started doing research like who think like me, hate shopping, hate laundry, but need to look good, don't want to spend time chasing after clothes. And turn out most of them are guys. Busy men who are not into fashion, single guy, sales guy, recruiter, pastor, professor, or even podcasters. And that was how we end up started an AI company, use AI to pick clothes for men. And we send you real clothes for you to wear for a couple of weeks. Once you are done, you send back the dirty clothes. We wash them and send to other people. So no more shopping or laundry. You get next shipments right away.
So where are you? Oh, sorry.
You go, Caleb.
I was gonna say, so where are you in that journey with Taelor so far?
Yeah, we have grown 10 times year over year. Now at our, it has almost more 2.5 years now. We are backed by 2 VC. They are the early investor of Hello Kitty, Spotify, Lyft, Instacart, Facebook. And so we are also now serving US nationwide, thousands of customers, and then partner with a company like Rent the Runway or Amor, who are women's rental company, because a lot of guys who are inspired by their significant other who use similar type of rental service, or Valentine's Day or anniversary, they want to buy the female's gift card for the other side as well. We partner with dating sites like Coffee Meets Bagels and another 7 dating and matchmaking company. Single guys tend to need to look great but don't know how to pair the clothes together. And then we partner with over 300 brands worldwide.
Do you guys see quite a bit of seasonality then, I suppose? Like have busier periods during Valentine's Day and Christmas and all those kind of things?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely see holidays, busiest time. People tend to realize they need new clothes to meet their families and travels. Especially when if you travel within the US, when you bring the clothes over or you can ship the clothes to the hotel. And after that, you wear for a couple of weeks in Arkansas, for example, next time when I visit or someone visits. And then once you're done, you put back into the return envelope. And so you give it to hotel lobby. day, you can go home without doing any laundry. Do not bring the dirty clothes home anymore. And we also, of course, seen a lot more spike during after holiday. People back to work, they realize they need to back to the office, and then realize their clothes they have gained weight during the holiday season. They can no longer fit into the clothes. Or Valentine's Day, they don't have a good outfit for their date nights. Or when season change, they realize that they need more new outfit for the new season. After a year, when spring summer is coming, you realize last year's clothes are already outdated, were too small or too big. Or people who are working out, like a lot of people who use gym, they do want to lose weight, but it's hard to buy clothes from extra large to medium to small, right? Why waste money for the clothes that you only wear for 6 months? So they also use rental as well.
Yeah, as
Can
it
you
pertains to
talk
traveling in
to?
Arkansas, they might be prepared for a fluctuation in weather changes. For example, we had 30-degree weather last week and 72-degree weather yesterday. So I'm assuming that there's opportunity to kind of supplement what you're getting for those potential fluctuations.
Yeah, but then those also most important is for guy who can try something new. Most of the guy they tend to wear the same stuff in the last 10 years again and again. Most of our customer only know 5 different brands like Lululemon, Banana Republic, Nikes, and Uniqlo, and that's about it. So it's always hard when you're trying something new. And what if it's just a professional stylist pick for you? And also, it's a rental. If you don't like it, just like your Netflix show, you watch a show for 5 minutes, you don't like it, no problem, try on next show, and you might discover something that you actually look great in. Versus that all time, if you have to buy a DVD, you have to say, "Oh, I think this Home Alone I will watch 5 times during Christmas, so it's worth my money. I'm going to buy it." So it's a very different concept in rental, and almost like you're dry clean, but you don't have to pick the same clothes every time after the dry clean. But on the other side, we're actually solving a very, very important problem in the world, which is today 30% of clothes go directly from factory to landfill. Many fashion brands just burn those clothes. 10% of carbon emission in the world actually is from fast fashion. It's a huge problem in the world because it's really hard for brands to find new customers, especially international brands. It might be an amazing product in brand in Italy, but when entering the US market, they don't know what customer will like. Customer doesn't want to try new thing without rental or styling service. So in the old time, they would just burn them and create a huge sustainability issue. And now with Taelor, we mix the two, so it became a bridge for them. So on the one side, you can try something new. On the other side, as an international brand or new brand, emerging brand, you now can find new customer and also getting great insight to make sure your product is better and better.
Can you speak a little bit about the customer experience as they go through and have those memberships and find your clothes? Like, what does that look on the website? Maybe how does in what ways is it AI powered, for example? Can you answer some of those questions?
Yeah, sure. When customer pay a monthly fee for $100 per month, you get to wear 10 clothes per month. So you fill out a simple style quiz like, "Hey, this is my high-end way." Although we don't consider that as much versus some other question because most people think they are taller and thinner. So for some reason, most of you actually don't know their real high-end way. But we ask you like, "Hey, can you go to your closet to find one of your favorite outfits? Tell me what brand it is, what's the size of it." And you might say, "Yes, I got this Hugo Boss of medium size t-shirt. Now I know roughly your size." And many times people will say, "I am small." And then they go to closet. "Oh, actually my favorite short is actually large." So, and we ask you some questions on your fit issue. For example, like, do you usually find the sleeves too long, belly is too tight, or pants is too short? So from there, and we ask you what's the store that you usually go to, what are the brand that inspire you, what occasions are you needed? Are you needing for podcastings, or are you needing for date nights or for schools? Then we know, and where do you work? Then we know roughly what you need. Some people also upload pictures, upload picture of their wife, significant others, or even the celebrity they are being inspired by. And we also allow them to get 15 minutes consultation call with a human stylist. So on the Zoom call, the stylist will ask you a question. You can also show your closet or your outfit, your favorite shoes, whatever you like. And then all of these information feed into AI. And AI will also compare with over 20,000 garments we have. Then we pick the perfect outfit from there. And our human stylist will make final confirmation before we send out to the customer, make sure AI is doing the right thing, make sure customer like it, and then we ship it to you. You will get the clothes within 1 to 3 days. You wear for a couple of weeks. When you are done, put into return envelope, then drop into any US post office or the box on the street. Then within 1 to 3 days, you get next shipments. So no more shopping, no more laundry.
Can y'all style me like one of the celebrities at the Grammys and some of those outfits?
Yeah, we do. We actually style for Oscar. So most of our customer we don't have a tuxedo, we don't have like yoga clothes, but we have everything in between. But sometimes for special occasions, like celebrity reach out to us, ask us to help them on Oscar, which we did, and Grammy as well. We also are constantly participating in a lot of fashion week and help those models go on fashion week. But most of our customers just use it for everyday outfit for getting a job interviews and closing a deal and for just meeting with friend and family. And mostly our high quality brand from all over the world with t-shirts, sweater, jackets, blazers, and pants and jeans and shorts, all kind of different categories.
Are y'all leveraging those, I guess, those engagements and those opportunities for maybe some like influencer marketing to kind of stimulate some kind of buzz around Taylor amongst those?
Yeah, for sure. We do partner with some influencer, but a lot of them are just our happy customers. So we have many customers who are actually influencer. They are news anchor as well. And they are just became our ambassador. We also have program to sponsor emerging musicians. Many times musicians actually not as easy to get style as you think, and only a very few musicians are very successful and be able to afford a personal stylist. So we have those giving back program. We help emerging musicians that they can get clothes styled by us, and they can go on the show every weekends in hotel to showcase themselves. We also work with schools. So students, they are need clothes to go on interview. So we partner with school, give them discount, and school pay part of that, and to help be more inclusive. So it doesn't have to be a rich kid in order to look great at school and for the job interview. Everyone should have the opportunity. So we definitely have those programs as well.
Are you an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur looking to get plugged into the ecosystem? We host a ton of events designed for education, inspiration, and collaboration, from weekly meetups to quarterly events like pitch competitions and annual events like our marquee event, the Startup Crawl, which is the largest startup party in Arkansas. Check out our event page on our website, sign up, and we'll see you there.
In terms of your general kind of business model and those different partnerships you're talking about, do you see anything else coming up within your industry or within the company kind of within the next 5 years? And how do you see Taylor evolving over these next 5 years?
Yeah, great questions. We, on the one hand, we are expanding into different category. What we found was a lot of our customers, they are not really here just renting clothes. They really use us more like their executive assistants. We help them to look great. We help them save time. They really use us to get ready for the week. So they tend to ask us, how about shoes? How about accessories? How about like other items and belts, certain items that can help me to look great and get ready for the week. They even ask us where to buy Valentine's Day gift. Any jewelry would you recommend? Now I have a Valentine's Day clothes. Can you tell me more about my vacation destiny? Do you have recommendation for resort? So we found ourselves as becoming the one-stop shop for busy men over time. So definitely expanding category to serve them better. End of day, we are here to save them time. That's really the pain point that we are solving for our customers. In addition, we also found that it has been super helpful for those brands from all over the world to get insights. So in the old time, the reason there are so many inventory get into unsold inventory and then burn into or it become in the landfill is because it's hard for them to get data feedback, right? For example, you are a brand in Japan and you sell your clothes through distributor who sell to small distributor and eventually go to customer's hand. After these 5 rounds of distributor, they don't have any feedback from real customer. Oh, the shoulder is a little bit too tight. Oh, the belly size is a little bit too tight. And that's all the color is not easy to get a great outfit with other item. It's just a simple feedback like this that can really help them to stop producing junk and making a great product for customer, but they don't have that. So we have found that we have become a testing platform to help a lot of brands to get insight from the customer and feedback, so then they can get a great product market fit into a new markets. We also have found that a lot of company actually very interested in our technology. So we not only serve US nationwide, but a lot of company ask us, this is amazing. Can I do this in Singapore? Can I do this in Paris? But so we say, we don't have business over there, but we have amazing technology. Why not that you use our technology, then you can launch different type of business over there. So we have already amazing leads lined up and ready to exploring this technology license inside the business and helping more brands can help get into sustainability and get into circular fashion in different markets. Yeah, and definitely partnering with women's rental company has found dating site and gym, fitness center, school we have seen great attractions to start. So like we now partner with Armour and Rent the Runway, those women's rental company, and so we continue plan to partner together, and these allow us to get into corporate. So for Christmas, we don't want to get them chocolates anymore. What if your company actually help you to get ready for the week in the next 6 months? There's always personal stylist pick your clothes. So by partnering with women's rental company like Armour and Rent the Runway, allow us to be able to now going after the corporate markets and helping more employee can save time, and which is allowing the customer and the company can practice sustainability and also more inclusive for the employee as well.
You mentioned, excuse me, you mentioned kind of how those data points help some of the clothing companies that you work with and you have on the platform, help them kind of understand, how potentially to iterate on their product to better fit their customers. At Startup Junkie, we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, including clothing, brand entrepreneurs that are trying to, enter the market, and some that have. How are you engaging, emerging, I guess, startup clothing companies, as they kind of enter that market? And are you engaging, those up and coming emerging companies that aren't, I guess that aren't less known than some of the more established brands?
Both. We have world's most famous brands and like most of brands that like Marine Layer, Bonobos, and many real known brands on the platform. Over 300 brands on the platform. But we also work with emerging brands who are high qualities. In the fashion industry, as you may know, the pricing is actually not correlated with the quality. It's actually correlated with brand. Many fashion company end up just spending money in branding and marketing, not in the quality of item. So in Taelor, we only work with high quality clothes because our mission is to also help the world to be more sustainable. So we don't work with fast fashion company that produce item that can only last once or twice. We only work with high quality brand, but it doesn't mean it has to be very famous brand. So from very famous brand to emerging brand in Turkey, in Paris, Europe, Singapore, Japan, and Taiwan, from all over the world, and also emerging designers and that were upcoming in different styles. We partner with many of them. And how do we find them? Most of them actually found us. But because we are not that many of men's rental companies in the U.S. today, we are named by GQ as one of the best men's subscription boxes. So many of them find us, but we also always open to referral. So if you are amazing brands and reach out to us, we are happy to work with you.
To kind of move on to talk a little bit about your experience and your journey leading up to Taylor, I was kind of wondering, you've got a lot of experience as product lead and head of commerce and these big roles within other companies. Can you talk a bit about your transition from working for someone to being your own CEO and founder?
Yeah, that's a great questions. It's not that easy. It's easy in some way that I have a lot of 0 to 1 experience. I help you Facebook, Instagram shopping. I help eBay to be as a head of product for the new business in the US and new market in Latin America, Africa, Asia, and McDonald's food delivery app when Uber Eats just started. So those 0 to 1 experience definitely help. But I think being a startup founder, one of the hardest things is actually believing in yourself. And give you a story, when I started, I went on a startup competitions. So in order to do great, I reached out to 42 formal judges. So we done a practice interview. Everything was perfect. So after my pitch, the judge asked me a question, and after hearing a question, I stunned. I couldn't answer the question. Not because I don't know the answer. Indeed, I do know the answer. But in my head, I was thinking, oh, this question, practice judge number 37 asked me this question, which I put down the answer in appendix number 12. Like I wasn't believing that I can answer the question. So in my head, I was trying to think of what are the question, the answer other judges told me before. So I lost the competition. I went home. I think through on the question. In fact, I know the answer. I know the answer very, very well. I just didn't believe that I can answer the question. So I think it's hard for being a startup founder. Many times you have less resources. You see problems all day long. You from big corporate, you always have like unlimited budget that you can spend. So it's very, very different. But you just have to believe that you actually know a problem a lot better than anyone else who think like you, that think about the same problem all day long for years, right? So you actually know a lot better than others. So trust in yourself.
And good entrepreneurs are always become obsessed with the problem that they're trying to solve, it seems.
Yeah, but it's also important that you do solve a real problem, but
Mhm.
just believe that you do.
Mhm.
Yeah, but many times then it's important to trust in you, because then being a startup founder, people always say no. Many times they say no to you, right? Even when I was working for Meta, people always like really respect you because they want to work for Meta, they want to do business with Meta. But being a startup founder, not always. Like even interns, they say, "Oh, you know what? Sorry, I'm not taking your offer because I decided to go work for Google." So you get rejected all day long, and you just mentally you have to you have to come back and believe that you are doing the right thing, you are going after. And when you look back, like in 2 years we grow so much, and so every little thing counts, and turning back, you are already have going through a very far journey already.
How would you say you leverage the experiences in those corporate entities along your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah. So for example, at here, we definitely practice like Agile and Scrum, which we definitely I led those practice in big tech companies. For example, thinking about if you are use the analogy of building a car, instead of building a car with like from 2 wheels and 4 windows, and eventually you build a car, you should first build a bicycle, and then you realize no one buy the bicycle. Not because it's too slow, because everyone work from home. Then you shouldn't waste the time to eventually build the car, because you get customer feedback early on. So that's something that we do through an iterative process when I was leading product teams at Meta, eBay, and Target. And these are hugely helpful as startups that allow us to get feedback early on. Or stuff like very data-driven decisions on OKRs, and really looking at measurements and A/B testings, and it's really definitely helping us on making better decision, given that startup has limited resources, so every dollar counts. And also, a big tech company, logic is really important. Why you do what you do. So thinking really a logic, for example, using analogy of a fruit stand. So the manager of a fruit stand say, "Hey, we should put watermelon outside of the store." And while the intern said, "No, I think we should put watermelon inside of the store near the refrigerator." So what are they arguing about? They actually have the same goal, which is generating revenue, but their strategy and tactic are different. One strategy is heavier stuff. The strategy should be reduce thief. Therefore, the tactic is putting the watermelon outside because then it's more heavy, so no one is going to be able to steal that versus strawberry. While the intern's point of view, the strategy is, yes, we need to increase revenue, which is the same goal, but the strategy is that we should increase margin. And the tactic is putting the watermelon near the refrigerator because we sell juice, and juice is higher margin. So you think the strategy, the same goal, but different strategy, different tactics. So this type of logical thinking really allow us in startup think through why we do what we do and make sure that we use limited resources in the right places.
I would like to ask our final question, which is always, if you could go back in time and ask your former self any question with all the knowledge you know now, I messed that up. I messed that question up tragically. What I meant to say was, if you could go back in time and give your former self any advice with all the knowledge you know now, what advice would that be?
Yeah, my advice will be get involved early. Like when I was working for corporates, and we tend to think of is the life is we be busy. So what's the time? How do I best spend of my time? So I tend to think, okay, is this useful? Okay, this is not useful because I don't need to meet with startup founder. I should meet other head of product, other product managers. So we exchange idea for what's useful for my work. I should learn from designer and machine learning engineers. So then we know the cutting edge technology helping my product. However, being a startup founder, what I realized is that just being curious, many good idea and many resources, many connection. It just happen when you are being curious. So stop asking what, start asking more about why. So I think it's really moving from what, how into why. So if I were actually getting involved more early on, I probably will be a even more successful entrepreneur right now because I have got a lot of different resources and connections and amazing ideas versus very siloed, very focused and very practical on, okay, I think this networking event is useful, so I should go. So my advice for all of people, startup founders, and also people want to be startup founder, is just being curious and meet with people and open-minded and learn something new. And you might find that best ideas and connection happen when you are not looking for.
It's great advice. So our actual final question is, where can our listeners find more information about Taelor? How can they plug in with you, learn more about you and your journey and the company?
Yeah, so if you want to give it a try to get ready for your day or Valentine's Day, get on taelor.style. That's TAELOR.STYLE, taelor.style. You're going to get 25% off using the promo code podcast25, or you can get 10% off gift card of podcast gift, one word. And so for this Valentine's Day, then give your significant other amazing product, and which is saving time. The best gift is time.
And we'll include those in the show notes as well. Appreciate you for joining us today. It was a great conversation. Thank you for taking the time to come on the show.
Thank you so much. This is Anya Cheng from Taelor.style.
Thank you, Anya.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share with a friend. Subscribe and review because it matters to us and we want to hear from you. If you're interested in learning how to work with us, check out the information below. See you next week.